The essence of the vision of man and life, which is the premise of Americanism and its democracy, is this: that everyone can become what they want to, within the limits of the technological means at their disposal. Equally, a person is not what he is from his true nature, and there is no real difference between people, only differences in qualifications. According to this theory, anyone can be anyone they want to be if they know how to train themselves. This is obviously the case with the self-made man. In a society which has lost all sense of tradition, the notion of personal aggrandizement will extend into every aspect of human existence, reinforcing the egalitarian doctrine of pure democracy. If the basis of such ideas is accepted, then all natural diversity has to be abandoned.
You're here for cosmetic purposes, Bob. You're here to represent research, technical support.
Oh, but I don't have that much experience.
Oh, well, that doesn't matter. You as a person don't really matter, Bob. It's what you represent. Nobody's really here. You think you see people walking around those hallways? You don't. What you see is functions.
Who we are is more important than who we are.
Each person can presume to possess the potential of everyone else, and the terms superior and inferior lose their meaning. Every notion of distance and respect loses meaning. All lifestyles are open to all. To all organic conceptions of life, Americans oppose a mechanistic conception. In a society which has started from scratch, everything has the characteristic of being fabricated. In American society, appearances are masks, not faces. At the same time, proponents of the American way of life are hostile to personality.
His parents had to put him in a mental institution.
Why? What did he do?
What do you mean?
Well, they can't put you away just for saying weird things.
The Americans' open-mindedness, which is sometimes cited in their favor, is the other side of their interior formlessness. The same goes for their individualism. Individualism and personality are not the same. The one belongs to the formless world of quantity, the other to the world of quality and hierarchy. American mind, puerile and primitive, lacks characteristic form and is therefore open to every kind of standardization.
There are people in this world, Bob, who look very official while they're doing what they're doing. And do you know why?
Why?
Because they don't know what they're doing. Because if you know what you're doing, you don't have to look like you know what you're doing. It comes naturally. You follow me?
America is a society of pariahs. There is a role for pariahs. It is to be subjected to beings whose form and internal laws are precisely defined. Instead, the modern pariahs seek to become dominant themselves and to exercise their dominion over all the world.
That would be great.
The American mentality can only be interpreted as an example of regression, which shows itself in the mental atrophy towards all higher interests and incomprehension of higher sensibility.
Hey, that's how things really are.
The American mind has limited horizons, one conscribed to everything which is immediate and simplistic.
Do yourself a favor, Bob.
What's that?
Don't ever become one of those people.
With the inevitable consequence that everything is made banal, basic and leveled down until it is deprived of all spiritual life.
That means that you preaching Jesus is no different than Larry or anybody else preaching lubricants. It doesn't matter whether you're selling Jesus or Buddha or civil rights or how to make money in real estate with no money down. That doesn't make you a human being. It makes you a marketing rep. Wow.
Wow is right, Bob. Wow sums it up quite nicely.
The much vaunted sex appeal of American women is drawn from films, reviews and pin-ups, and is in large print fictitious. 75% of young American women are without strong sexual feeling, and instead of satisfying their libido they seek pleasure narcissistically in exhibitionism, vanity and the sterile cult of fitness and health. American girls have no hang-ups about sex. They are easygoing for the man who sees the whole sexual process as something in isolation, thereby making it uninteresting and matter-of-fact.
I mean, all these men, they're beautiful, artistic minds, great sex, the whole package, but hollow. You know what I mean? I feel nobody's honest with me. Nobody wants me. For me.
Thus, after she has been taken to the cinema or a dance, It is something like American good manners for the girl to let herself be kissed. This doesn't mean anything. American women are characteristically frigid and materialistic. The man who has his way with an American girl is under a material obligation to her.
Oh, Andy, I just love it. This really means something to me. I'll always treasure it as a token.
No, you won't.
American women will divorce readily enough when they see a better bargain.
Lester, I refuse to live like this. This is not a marriage.
Everything I write is so shallow, superficial. Can't anyone see through my work? Its inherent phoniness. I'm just another sordid exploitationist.
I'm no good.
You are nothing. You think you are fucking something, but you are fucking nothing. You are empty. You are a zero. You are a black hole.
In its extreme form, capitalism is a system in which a man's value is estimated solely in terms of the production of merchandise and the invention of the means of production. Socialist doctrines grew out of a reaction to the lack of human consideration in this system. A new phase has begun in the United States where there has been an upsurge of interest in so-called labor relations. In appearance it would seem to signify an improvement. In reality this is a deleterious phenomenon. The entrepreneurs and employers have come to realize the importance of the human factor in a productive economy, and that it is a mistake to ignore the individual involved in industry, his motives, his feelings, his working day life. Thus, a whole school of study of human relations in industry has grown up, based on behaviorism. The sociological investigations go as far as analyzing the employee's social ambience. This kind of study has a practical purpose. The maintenance of the psychological contentment of the employee is as important as the physical. In cases in which a worker is tied to a monotonous job which doesn't demand a great deal of concentration, the studies will draw attention to the danger that his mind may tend to wander in a way that may eventually reflect badly on his attitude towards the job. The private lives of employees are not forgotten, hence the increase in so-called personnel counseling. Specialists are called in to dispel anxiety, psychological disturbances and non-adaptation complexes, even to the point of giving advice in relation to the most personal matters. A frankly psychoanalytic technique and one much used is to make the subject talk freely and put the results obtainable by this catharsis into relief. None of this is concerned with the spiritual betterment of human beings or any real human problems.
Every decision you make, is this good for the company? Am I helping?
American business is a long way from the type of organization which corresponds to the democratic ideal of U.S. propaganda. American businesses have a pyramid structure. They constitute at the top an articulate hierarchy.
Bob is a consultant. Yeah, he's going to be sort of helping us out a little here.
The big businesses are run in the same way as government ministries and are organized along similar lines. They have co-coordinating and controlling bodies which separate the business leaders from the mass of employees.
Oh, and remember, next Friday is Hawaiian Shirt Day.
Rather than becoming more flexible in a social sense, the managerial elite is becoming more autocratic than ever, something not unrelated to American foreign policy. This is the end of yet another American illusion. America, the land of opportunity, where every possibility is there for the person who can grasp it, a land where anyone can rise from rags to riches. Given the ever-increasing specialization of labor in the productive process, and the increasing emphasis on qualifications, what used to seem obvious to Americans, that their children would go further than they would, is for many people no longer obvious at all. If the mask of American democracy were thereby removed, it would become clear to what extent democracy in America is only the instrument of an oligarchy which pursues a method of indirect action, assuring the possibility of abuse and deception on a large scale of those many who accept a hierarchical system. In the United States, man is also seen as just a factor of labor and consumption, and no aspect of his interior life is neglected, and every factor of his existence is drawn to the same end. In the land of the free, through every medium, man is told he has reached a degree of happiness hitherto undreamed of. He forgets who he is, where he came from, and basks in the present.
This is the future. The future of our country we're talking about, after all.
Your children admire you, I'm sure, as we all hope they do, and maybe your wife doesn't know, but I know. And my knowledge forces me to call you on the fact that you are a goddamn cocksucking liar from the word go!
This country is going straight to hell.